after looking at those Season 5, Episode 6 leaks. Sure got me tempted to look up some good old Rule 34 Ashi picks here. Man, they actually made more than last time I, wait, what? Scotsman video. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Real talk. Why is the Scotsman a ghost? Why is he a ghost? No, I don't mean he's a ghost because he died and had a magic sword. I mean to the plot. Why is the Scotsman a ghost? There must be a specific reason that Gendy brought him back, had him killed off, and returned in the form of the ghost that we have seen. You know what I mean? There is a specific reason for that. Now, this is going to tie in with my end of season predictions video, which is coming up very soon. The next few days, that will be up. It will be up there, so keep an eye out for that. And if you didn't notice, I've mentioned that EOS video coming up in a few different videos that I've done already. So I'm kind of hinting at my predictions in every single theory video that I make. It's all leading up to that, starting with the original Green Warrior theory and the mention of like the future Jack and Ashi and the relationship and that sort of thing. It's all leading up to that video that I'm going to be making soon. So I'm kind of giving you guys like bits and pieces of that video in all my theories. I think that's kind of a cool way of doing it, you know, especially because Gendy loves putting Easter eggs in Samurai Jack, especially Season 5. But he was known for doing that stuff in Seasons 1 through 4 too. He would actually do Easter eggs of like other things that he worked on, like the Powerpuff Girls. There's little Easter eggs to that and other things. So I'm kind of keeping in the spirit of Samurai Jack and doing that stuff in my other videos as well. Hopefully you noticed that. And we're going to be recurring that theme now, except I'm not keeping it so much as an Easter egg, so much as like straight up telling you, because we're so close to that EOS video coming out now. So, with that said, let's discuss some of the plot points of the Scotsman being a ghost. Alright, so the main takeaway, the first thing people might think is like, okay, now that he's a ghost, we have an excuse to put him in his prime. Which is true, but I do think there's a lot more to it than that. But let's discuss the merit in that. Let me just get situated here. So yeah, there's merit in that. Jack, it's been 50 years now. Jack hasn't aged, but everybody else has. Except kind of Aku, maybe other magical beings like that. But I'm talking about like people around him. Like the Scotsman, an old man now, missing a leg. He's crippled. Still a sick dude though. But then, you know, bringing him back to the show in his prime works. It lets him be more useful than in the wheelchair. Now that said, he could have been really useful in the wheelchair. That's all, you know, perspective and how the writers want to do it. I've seen anime characters in wheelchairs be super effective. In Gare Zero, one of the most powerful characters, even though she still died, was in a wheelchair. So case in point, the Scotsman could have still been powerful in a wheelchair, but not the approach that Gendy wanted to take. So he's more powerful in his prime, laddie, right? Magic runes brought him back in his prime. Yes, he is in his prime now. Okay. And anyways, so like, what else is there to it though? There's more to it for sure. So real talk, my friends, real talk here. Let's think of it like this. What if the Scotsman in ghost form allows him to communicate with ghosts? What ghost would he need to communicate with, though? Samurai Jack is the name of this show. The Scotsman can't communicate with ghosts. Jack is in the future. What happened to his father and mother and villagers? I know, okay, let me tell you this. So, when Jack went to fight Aku, his mother was in a shrine. Like, she was okay. She was in a shrine with monks where they kept the sword for Jack to use for years while he trained. But his father and all the villagers were enslaved. Now, Jack killed the robots that Aku had guarding the villagers and his father, but he could send them back again. You know, like if Jack gets flown into the future, Aku in that timeline probably took over the world. You know what I mean? Like his villagers got pretty much screwed. His family got pretty much screwed. Aku won. In that timeline, Aku won. He was there. And Jack isn't there. And the sword got taken with him too, so there was nothing that could have saved them unless the gods intervened. We don't really know what happened. Maybe the gods intervened. Maybe they didn't. Maybe Aku really took over there in that timeline. That's all up for debate now. My point is, the current Jack, the one that's 50 years, the one that we're following in the story, he may have ghosts of his family that were like let down. We know he has hallucinations of them. But if there's going to be a point where his family comes back as ghosts, the villagers come back as ghosts, not just hallucinations, but honestly ghosts. Maybe the Scotsman can act as a middleman or something, communicating to them with Jack. You know what I mean? But if Jack can see the Scotsman as a ghost, we know that the Scotsman can be seen as a ghost. His daughters have seen him. So it's all very interesting. I don't know exactly how this would work out, I don't know how this is all going to work out, guys, but I'm just giving you some food for thought. So the Scotsman is in his prime, debatably stronger than ever because he's in his prime, but he's also possibly intangible. So that means maybe Aku can't even hurt him now. I really don't know. I don't know. This is all up to Gendy and his other associates, how they're going to play this out. The only thing I can do is speculate on it and give you some food for thought. And maybe you can also come up with stuff that I haven't even come up with myself. So that's why I'm making this video. There must be a specific reason for the Scotsman to come back as a ghost. Now, someone commented on my Green Warrior video this possibility. I didn't think of this because I think the Green Warrior, as I've said again, I don't want to get redundant, but I think the Green Warrior is one of Jack's hallucinations, or it's tied to Jack somehow, or tied to his sword somehow. But somebody commented that, what if the Green Warrior is actually like an evil spirit, and the Scotsman comes in ghost form and slays the Green Warrior, or does some kind of interaction with the Green Warrior. Totally a viable theory, honestly, because, like I said, there's a specific plot point for why we have the Scotsman returning as a ghost and not just being useful in the wheelchair, because he could have made him useful in the wheelchair. He could have. Gendy could have. So, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Why is the Scotsman back as a ghost? And, they're what are the specific reasons for that? Is he going to help Jack beat Aku? Is he going to beat the Green Warrior? Am I wrong about the Green Warrior? Is it indeed an evil spirit that doesn't have any, correlation to Jack or the sword or his father or anything? Is it just this evil spirit that shows up? Is it actually death? I'm not doubting myself, but I do have to admit that's an interesting theory. That the Scotsman, in ghost form, would be utilized to beat the Green Warrior. I have to give the merit, the merit to that. That's a good point. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to think about any more points I have. I've actually covered my notes. I don't want to get into too much stuff because then it's going to start taking away from my end of series prediction video, which is coming. So I'm trying to wrap this video up now. There's really not too much else I can say without spoiling that video, kind of. So let me know your thoughts on that. End of series video coming up. Aku theory video coming up. That's pretty much all I have planned for Samurai Jack content. Just those two things, really. So, with that said, I guess this is where we part, my friends. I'll leave some cards here. You can take a look at some of my other theories if you haven't seen them already. I'll leave a card with a few links there. Also, in the end card, I will leave some links in the bottom left and the bottom right that you're more than welcome to click on if you haven't seen those theories as well. And lastly, I will also leave some down in the description for you. And as always, leave me your thoughts in the comments down below. I will take a look, and I will likely get back to you. I can't always get back to everybody, but I always read the comments. Even if I don't reply, I always read the comments. I will always read the comments. So leave a comment below. I'll try to get back to you. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to give a like if you enjoyed this video. And if you didn't enjoy it, if you're sick of hearing me talk about Samurai Jack, let me know. Give a dislike. Let me know in the comments. Just let me know your opinion. I make these videos so I can have fun and discuss this stuff with you guys. I try to get my friends into this stuff, and honestly, I do have a few friends into Samurai Jack, but they're not I'm like, yo, you're watching season 5? Are you watching season 5, man? Are you watching it? Are you watching it? It's sick, right? And they're like, oh man, I like Samurai Jack. I'm like, have you seen the new season? And they're like, there's a new season? I'm like, I told you last week there's a new season, man. Why haven't you seen it yet? It's like, oh man, I'm just so busy. It's like, oh, okay, you're too busy to spend 15 minutes watching the episode. Are you kidding me, man? Just smack you across the face. Seriously, what kind of excuse is that? It's terrible. I have only one friend in real life that actually is up to date on Samurai Jack. And this guy incidentally is watching also Boku no Hero Academia and Attack on Titan. Basically the same kind of schedule that I'm keeping. But he's not watching Parasite. He didn't like that one. Anyways, I think I'm kind of rambling now, aren't I? But my point is, I make these videos to discuss this stuff with you guys. So show me some love in the comments. Let's talk about this stuff. I look forward to hearing from you. And with all that said and done, I'll catch you next time.
君は聞こえる僕のこの声が闇に虚しく吸い込ま